Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So I am back from our cruise. I can't believe it was went so fast. It was really fun. It's been many, many years since we went on a cruise. We went on our first cruise in like 2009 and I haven't been on one since. So it was just so relaxing and kind of a mind F, to be honest, only because when you go out in the world and you're not sitting at home like watching stuff on YouTube and hearing about everything that's going on in the world that's not even affecting you directly, right? And you go out there and you're like, wait a minute, it seems like normal out here. I don't know. It's interesting. It's really interesting. So I'm having so when I get back, now I'm like having to readjust. It happens to me every time I go on vacation. Does that happen to you guys too? Even when I was working full time outside of the house. So, anyways, yeah, you just have to readjust. So, because being on vacation is just a totally different mindset, isn't it? But we had a great time. We really did have a good time. You know what I love about a cruise is that, I mean, it's just so carefree. Everything is just right there for you, and you can move from one part of the ship to the next and different things going on. And it was, yeah, I mean, the entertainment was really good. Um, it was enjoyable. It was quite enjoyable. So, anyways, we are doing our self-care video for we're getting our self-care messages for the month of March. That's sort of what I do in the beginning. Lucy's glad we're back. Well, she has a house sitter that has been her house sitter since she was a baby. So she likes her too. She sees her like 4 or 5 times a year when we go on vacation, and she stays here overnight with her, so she likes that. Anyway, so self-care for the month of March. I was looking back to see what were the messages for February, and I couldn't even find. I can't find them. I can't find what was the message for February, you guys. I just can't find it in my journal anywhere. So, okay, so I'm going to do self-care message. Then we're going to get a Keeper of the Light card for another spiritual entity that you could call upon for the month of March for extra support, protection, whatever it is that you want to call upon. And we'll ask the lead team collective for the specific person or spirit that they would recommend. And then this month, I did remember, this is the third time we're doing this, kind of a new series I'm doing in 26, the beginning of every month. And we're going to do a crystal for this month. I forgot to do the crystal in February. And I think Lucy wants to say hello. There she is. It's because I'm talking. Say hi, Luce. If I pay attention to her for a second, hi. I just gave her a little pet. Yeah. She's very vocal. Yeah, hi. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll do the prayer real quick so that we're tapping into the energy. My energy, I am having a really hard time. Like, I'm supposed to be doing the messages for the spirit circle, the messages for the month. We get messages on the pendulum. In fact, where's my stuff? I have all my stuff sitting right there in the back. And I got the first, I just don't have the energy today. Like, it's so weird. So I think I might have to put that off till tomorrow. And I thought, well, maybe if I record here, I might get some energy. So, okay. Hello, lead team. I've already talked to them, but let's say the prayer real quick. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light. And ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, you guys, lead team. It was nice to talk. I had to chat with them yesterday when we got home on Saturday. Oh, that's the other really weird thing, you guys, is since Saturday, we left the ship at like 7 a.m. And I have been, my body, I'm the last 2 nights, last night wasn't as bad as the first. It wasn't bad, but I have been feeling like I'm still on a ship. Has any that ever happened to anybody here? Like I'm still swaying. Not bad. It's not bad. Like it doesn't bother me. But when we got home that night, I took a bath, and in the bathtub, I felt like I was swaying. Then when I slept all night, I was like still rocking. And it's like right now, I just got a sense of it. It's not as bad today, like it started going away, but I'm still rocking. For it's 2 days since I've been off the ship, so that's amazing. Okay, lead team, thank you so much for all your guidance and support. This year is pretty something else, isn't it? It's been something else. It's been something else so far. So lead team, we could really use your guidance on self-care for the month, for this month, March 2026, knowing you know what's going to be going on more than we do. So looking at the forecast, meaning the astrology for the month coming up, it's the year of the horse right now, which I do want to do a video on the year of a horse. I want to ask the lead team some questions about that. What should we be getting out of the year of the horse? That type of thing. That's on my list. But lead team, do you have any self-care messages for us for this month? Okay, that would be great. They said yes. And what about a Keeper of the Light card? Do you have one for us? Yeah? Okay. And a crystal that you think would be helpful for us for the month? Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's go ahead with the self-care card. I love this deck. I want it, it's almost like sometimes I want to do these series so that I can use the cards in certain ways. Because this deck, it's just really helpful. I love it because it just has one word. And then it does have some guidance on the back of each card. So real simple, but it's just been helpful. Okay, but this month I need to keep located where, the self card, the messages so that I can remember for myself what messages they are giving to us for this month. So, okay, lead team. So there's one. All right. That's kind of a cool card. Let's see if that's the one they wanted. Is that the self-care message you want for the month? Yes. Do you want me to pull any others? No. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. All right. So, optimism. So I don't know if they're telling us that we can be optimistic or they want us to be optimistic, to lean into optimism. I'll read you what the message says. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, wow, please make them love stories with happy endings. Wow. I have to say, like, being gone for a week, we did not have Wi-Fi. And I didn't even miss it. Like, I just did. I mean, I missed checking in with you guys, but I did not miss like being on YouTube looking at YouTube or stuff that's going on in the world. And ever since I've come back, I'm kind of like catching up on things. And you just get all these little snippets of all these little things that go on. You never get the full story of anything. And depending on who you listen to, you just have to be really careful that you're getting the full story about stuff, because we spend so much of our energy, and I was gone for a week and nothing changed really. I mean, okay, yeah, the thing in Iran is going on, which is awful, but I don't know. I think that's why I'm having my energy right now. I'm having a hard time adapting, because to not know what's going on in the world and just living your life. And when you live on YouTube, when you spend so much time on YouTube or whatever, and you're watching all these things and you're hearing all these different stories that has nothing to do with your immediate circumstances, it's really, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out that adjustment that I'm making from being disconnected for a week to now hearing stuff and how that how that even should make a difference in my life. I'm trying to figure out how best to get involved. What's my spiritual guidance in getting involved with the stuff that's going on in the world, you know, and getting pulled back and forth between being a light worker and really just helping raise the vibration of the earth, which I'm kind of tempted to just lean into. And like I've gone back and forth here in the community because I think we all are. And I'm just sharing what I'm going through basically. And yeah, when you step away for a week and you go out into, I'm like, we're around, 3,000 other people who were just having a good time. I don't know. It's really weird. It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. I don't know. So optimism. This is very interesting. If you're going to make up stories, so what are they trying to tell us? We're making up stories in your head about people and circumstances. It's probably very likely true that we're all doing that. We're all making up stories about people and circumstances. Yes, we try to get at the truth. That's why we're probably watching some of the stuff we're watching. You're trying to get at the truth. But I think we're finding that the truth is, what is the truth? What is a truth? A truth is, your truth is different than my truth. So what are we searching for? What is it we're looking for? What stories are we making up in our head about people and circumstances? Please make them love stories with happy endings. So what does that tell you? That's telling me that look for the love stories with the happy endings. Look for how these things that are unraveling in the 3D are going to, Vina, who I listen to, from my near-death, my NDE from A to Z is her channel. My NDE from A to Z. Definitely, I recommend her. She gives you a little bit of snippets of what's going on, but always reminds you from a spiritual perspective how love always wins. And she'll show you the connections, which is very, very helpful. And that's basically what this card is saying. Optimism. So how are you interpreting this? Here, I'll let you, if you want to take a picture of it. I'm sorry, I'm really feeling like, I know I'm really scattered. I'm not going to re-record this. I'm feeling very scattered. Yeah, I'm just trying to, it's weird. Like before I left for the cruise, I was, it was all the Epstein stuff and we were trying to figure, I was processing all this stuff. We went in, one of my best videos I think I've ever done. We got, maybe 5,000 people watched it, which is amazing. Thank you. Was on resistance. And I need to go, because it was the last video I did before I left. And I need to go back. I took the notes and I put them on my phone actually, because I want to practice. I want to be very aware on a day-to-day basis when I'm resisting anything. And that was one of the best. If you guys haven't listened to that, I'll post it right here. I highly recommend. And wait till the end, because I think the ending, like we always get to a point, well, I do, where I'm like, oh my God, I just got it. You know what I mean? That was a really good video. I probably should, for me, it was. I'll have to listen to that. I'll have to listen to myself go through that. But it was, we were talking through what resistance actually means. So I need to get my head back into that. Because I think that's where the spiritual growth is. And if we stop resisting what's going on, battling against it, it'll end sooner. So I'm going to, on a regular basis going forward, I even just have to go back and remind myself what I talked about, because it's not something that I have is sunken in yet for me. But once it does, I want to bring it back, that concept back here over and over and over again to remind us, because I think that will be helpful. Okay, so Optimism, you guys. Self-care. All right, let's see. As we ask the guides to support us in this. So if you want to write a request to your spirit guides for the month, you can say to your spirit guides, if I am making up stories in my head and circumstance about people and circumstances, please help me to make them love stories with happy endings. Please put every single thing I become aware of in March 2026, you could say. Everything I become aware of, please help me to see how they are love stories with happy endings. Even, maybe the stuff going on in Iran. How can that be a love story with a happy ending? How is that? Again, you gotta see the big picture, not the people, the players, what we feel like is not appropriate, right? How will love win in those circumstances? Again, that's what Vina talks about all the time. She said, love will always win. Love will always win. And I love that concept so much. Love will always win because love is the stronger energy. So that's basically what they're, saying. That's basically what they're saying. Please make them love stories with happy endings. Please, they're saying. Please, 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 please. Okay, so we've got Quan Yin, care and compassion. Let's just see. I've got a couple other popping here. Let's see who they want to give us for additional. We can ask for additional guidance on helping us with this optimism for the month. Okay, so lead team, did I pull the spirit you are, you're recommending for us this month? Yes. Okay. Is it the one? Okay, I got 3 cards. Is it the card on top? No. Is it the middle card? No. So it's Quan Yin. I think it's Quan Yin. Yes. Okay. All right. So Quan Yin. Choose to be love. This is the message. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Choose to be love, care, and compassion. So the idea of this is now Quan Yin, if I'm saying that correctly, is somebody that you can call upon, this spirit, to assist you with this for care and compassion. So think about any of the anger you've been holding, resentment, fear, and call upon Quan Yin to help you shift that into being more optimistic about where we're going. Because that's really, again, when you step outside of this stuff you're listening to, because it's happening to me, when I step outside of it, I don't know. I have to process it. I'm still having a hard time. I think that's why my energy is low, is because I haven't figured it out yet. Like, I haven't processed it enough. So I need to do that before I talk anymore about it. Okay, so Quan Yin. So let's call upon Quan Yin. I'm assuming Quan Yin is a spirit that we can call upon. Let's see. So lead team. Is Quan Yin a spirit we can call upon to assist us with this message of choose to be love and choose to see the love stories and everything? Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at what crystal then we want to, what crystal they're recommending for the month so that we, as we work on this thing that they're suggesting or lean into, optimism, care, and compassion. And I think that really, for me, it's who have I been resenting? What stories am I piecing together that may or may not be true? And let's just be careful about that. Because, before I left for the cruise, I was all on like, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm a big picture thinker, so I like putting the pieces together. But like right now, I just don't have the energy for it. Again, when you go out and you get this different perspective, and this is such a hard, it's a hard conversation to have, because then you risk saying, well, if nobody cared, then they're going to continue to do what they're doing, right? I totally get that too. And that's not at all what I'm saying, which is why I don't really know what I'm saying yet. But it's anybody else feeling this like pull between two? Yeah. And it was a message they gave us last month, was rocking horse, which is actually really funny because I feel like I'm on a rocking horse right now, having been on the cruise. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. I've got 2 crystals here. You guys let me know. What do you hear me saying? Because I don't even know. I really don't even know. My head is in the clouds. My head is really in the clouds right now. So, what do you hear me saying? Anything? Anything helpful? Can you let me know, please? Okay. So, do you think either of these crystals would be helpful for us this month? Yes. Do you want me to pull any other cards? Do you want me to talk about both of them? No. How about the one on the left? Do you want me to talk about that one? Carnelian? Yes. What about amber? No. Okay. Okay. So carnelian, which is great because I love carnelian. Love it. Okay. So I will get up and get a couple of my carnelian. So self-trust, relationship rejuvenation, powers of concentration, and healing from abuse. Healing from abuse. And I think that for me, the challenge right now is this discovery, which I think all of us are discovering in different ways, in different layers, for different things. The discovery of where we thought things were true, or where we might be, where we might have been manipulated a lot throughout our lives. I don't know yet, but I think we're starting. That's how I was feeling before I left for the cruise. And so we might have to be leaning into self-trust more, discernment, way more discernment. Like we don't even know with anything you're listening to what's real, what's not real. It's just using your inner guidance. Like, does that feel authentic to me? That and just watching how much you're getting exposed to too much at one time, I think. Yeah, it'll be interesting to get the messages for the month, and I'll probably tease them out a little bit in the public videos from now and again if you're not in the spirit circle, to see what the messages are and the forecast for the month. It'll be interesting because when I look back at what the messages were for February, they were spot on. I'm like, okay, I see what you were talking about, because sometimes you don't see it until you look back, right? Okay, so we've got optimism. If the stories you have in your head, make them love stories with happy endings. Choose to be love. All right. Call upon Quan Yin for care and compassion. So very consistent. This is very helpful. And I mean, if we can't trust, who else should we trust besides our spiritual guidance? It's like if they're telling us to do this, it's like, then why should we, of course you should question it in terms of using your own discernment if it doesn't feel right to you. But what I'm saying is, if they're saying to us, if you're making up stories in your head, and again, the stories you're making up are just because of information you're getting, I think that's where my challenge is right now, from having been gone for a week and separated from it, is the stories stopped. The stories that I was making up in my head stopped because I wasn't being fed in for more information. I was just living in the moment. I think that's what my challenge is. I was just living in the moment. And when I sit, I shouldn't say you, because when I sit and watch YouTube, because it's interesting, to hear all the things that are going on. That's not living in the moment, though, because none of those things people are talking about is in my own reality. The challenge is always about the collective, caring for the collective society. What is my role in society, right? So, but that doesn't have to change even if you live in the present. You can still make an impact, right? If you just stay living in the present. And how much more evidence do we need is the question, right? How much more evidence do you need once you are aware? So that's maybe a question for me is, once you're aware, how much more evidence do you need? You don't need to keep it coming and coming and coming, because then I think it's really hard to have love stories with a happy ending, you know? So I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I'll have to think about that for myself. And you obviously think about it for yourself as to why are these messages pertinent for you right now, which would be very different than why they are for me, because we're all coming at life from different angles, different places, with a million different experiences behind each of us. So Carnelian: self-trust, relationship rejuvenation, powers of concentration, and healing from abuse. Now, I actually do have, let me go back, and I will get a Carnelian out before we say goodnight. But let me pull out the book for Keepers of the Light and just see what Quan Yin has to say to us a little bit more. Okay, so Quan Yin, yep, that's how you pronounce it, sometimes Kuan, is a Buddha-like being and the goddess of mercy, compassion, and love. Though she's acknowledged in Buddhism and the traditions of China, she goes beyond religion and warms the hearts of all who call on her. I mean, who doesn't want a warm heart? I just want a warm heart. She has a strong connection to healing energy, in particular Reiki, and encourages people to offer care, forgiveness, and compassion to themselves and others. Compassion is about recognizing the spirit in others. It's about seeing that they come from the same source as you do. So the extended message: first of all, the Keepers of the Light want to acknowledge all the service and commitment you have offered to others. That's beautiful. The Keepers of the Light want to acknowledge all the service and commitment you have offered to others. You are all love. If you are finding it difficult with anyone at the moment, the best way you can move forward is to go beyond wanting to understand why and how they are the way they are. Okay, that's very helpful. Think of somebody that you're really challenged with, or a circumstance you're very challenged with right now that's going on in the world. So she says, if you are finding it difficult with anyone at the moment, the best way you can move forwards is to go beyond wanting to understand why or how they are the way they are. Just move beyond their behavior, mistakes, and challenges. And I think that's letting go of resistance. Move beyond their mistakes, behavior, and challenges. This card brings a message of friendship and care, helping you see that those around you do have the best intentions, even if it doesn't always seem that way. Move into compassion and develop a greater understanding. This will elevate your spirit and connection to love. Wow, I love that. Here, if you want to take a picture of that. Okay, let me go get my Carnelian and we'll say goodnight. Thanks for being here. And oh my gosh, thanks for letting me just come on with this really weird energy I have for today. It's very odd. But I wanted to come on because I just felt like, this will help me get back. You know what I mean? So I thought if I wait till I'm feeling energetic, it may be in a couple more days. So, all right, I'll be right back. So I've always been drawn to Carnelian. I think it's because it has so many layers and design inside. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that incredible? So that's carnelian. And they're pretty inexpensive for a bigger stone. This is a piece of carnelian. Whoops. Oh, I can see that. It's got the different. And I have a carnelian unicorn. How cute is that? So cute. So yeah, so I'm going to keep these 3 out for the month, and I'm going to keep these cards out too, and just keep a focus on this. I appreciate their guidance, so thank you, lead team, and I hope this is helpful for you as we move into March, believe it or not, March 2026. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like things are moving as fast as we want them to. But I do think they're moving as fast as we can manage in terms of our nervous systems and people understanding things of what's going on. Because just think of how you're feeling individually, that I think collectively we need to, all keep our nervous systems in check and keep raising that vibration every time it gets a little lower, and keep raising it. So, all right, I'm going to be back tomorrow with renewed energy. I just know it. So, all right, thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.